Welcome traders, welcome back to another live trading session on Friday, last day of trading week, and absolutely important day. The market is thank you very much. Market is absolutely crazy, and that means there is pretty much of higher volume here. Thanks for joining here, traders. Welcome back to another live trading session here. Welcome all of you for this live session to be here for on Friday to trade the market in this pretty volatile market condition, and we'll be doing a complete multiple time frame analysis here to see where the market is currently heading. So if you look at this, we are looking at gold, and also we will be looking at what's happening with DXY, and also we'll be looking at what's happening with WTI. And also we can see that gold is having pretty bigger candlestick pattern. So at the moment gold is becoming and dollar yen also having pretty longer candlestick pattern. So if you look at dollar yen, AUD USD also having volume, euro dollar, volume, GBP USD having. So few pairs are trending: gold, USD JPY, AUD USD, euro dollar, British pound US dollar, and these are currently on the watch list, focusing on that. Thank you very much. Why do you think the weekly candle could close? That's a very crucial question. That's a very crucial point to look at, and we will be discussing here in this live session, because based on where we could see that the weekly candle is going to close, also we are looking at where if you look at also the monthly candle close, and also what is going to happen tomorrow is important. So here is first of all, as we discussed, we will be looking at the market from three analysis perspective. We will be looking at the technical, we'll be looking at the sentiment, also we'll be looking at the fundamental. These are key levels, that key points that you will be looking at for the multiple time frame analysis, and then we will be entering into the trade. You see the 30 minutes candle closing here with a pretty, if you look at here, this is currently going for a potential pullback, and the market, if you look at, it's still showing bearish bias. So the price has dropped to that daily support from this, creating a high, and which is, if you look at, this is the daily low. The market has tested almost the daily low and having an initial bounce. This price that I'm marking here, traders, weekly close for gold are much higher than they used to be in the past. Huge. This is what we will be looking at now. Hi coach, where are you looking? Gold looking at, we are looking at the market from, first of all, I was starting trading in London session today. So we had a 1 hour first trade earlier after this yesterday's NOI session. Also you have successfully secured here in this one. Now this is our London session trade. I want to keep this on. And if you guys looking at this market, here is, if you look at this market structure here, this is the lower time frame, and thank you. Does that mean USD JPY might push up? Yes. If gold coming down, USD JPY is, you can see that USD JPY so far is bullish. And if you looked at USD JPY's yesterday's analysis, if you guys looked at, probably you have had that analysis that I posted. This is what I discussed, that USD JPY might be breaking this low. It created a pattern here that if you looked at, that's very unusual that we have seen, and of that pattern the market has broken back below of this trend line and start to bounce back up. So it was an effort to grab liquidity on dollar yen. Now if you look at gold, almost doing the same thing. So just opposite in manner. Now if you look at the 4 hour here, you see the market dropped to that and bounce from this support and getting that rejection back above here. Now I'm looking at focusing on gold. As we can see, the market has had a reversal of this support, and I'm looking at also the 30 minutes price action. Now 30 minutes price action to look at is easy to see. As we have seen from this double top, the market dropped to that support. It's pushing back again towards the upside, which is eventually giving a potentially another opportunity to trade, because if we see the market has done enough pullback, we are looking at in this market to potentially enter again. And we had our yesterday's trade, and I'm going to look at the technical. So the technical for me is still in a simple sentence, if I want to say, traders, is that it's bearish. So that means, you know, I got a sometime, you know, I face some questions that let me clarify that. The first thing that I would like to clarify, you know, if I say that, okay, it's bearish, then why the market is going up? So the market will go up. So there are two things. One is being bearish. The other one is the market to go up. So bearish means that the market will go up, but we will be selling at some point. All right. So that's the thing. And if you see that when a market is bearish, wait for the market to go up. That's where the secret of trading. All right. So that being said, here we are looking at in this area. So if you look at here, the market is now slowly pushing here back above, and with that push back upside, here we are looking at for another wave of drop here, another wave of downside, because the market left an imbalance. And I would like to see also the 1 hour price action. 1 hour price action is important to look at here, because you see that here, this is now this always looking at the past will give you better understanding about the future. If you look at here, okay, so this is what you can see in this area. Okay, so from this high to this low here. Now this is a complete 1 hour breakdown. Okay, so 1 hour drop, and also we have seen here also another drop. So back to back, two long wave here from the 1 hour perspective. And if we take the Fibonacci, now I'd like to add a confluence here. Now you can see that what happened, the market. Now this is what I usually consider Fibonacci. Now see that where the market has exactly, it's almost exact, I would say, just few people this way and that way, 61.8% Fibonacci, right? This is the golden ratio of the Fibonacci, and of this double top rejected back below. So a drop, the first wave that you can see here, how much the pullback was in the first wave, starting from here to this level. Now see the pattern here, traders. That's a very interesting. See, so the first wave, this is also the 1 hour. All right, what do you see? This is the starting of this wave. Okay, the market drop at this point and then pull back exactly to 31.8%, the minimum Fibonacci level. And the second wave that you can see, it has again had another drop and then exactly moved to 61.8% Fibonacci level. So minimum Fibonacci, that means the momentum was very strong here. So if you look at, because just started a new fresh downtrend, in the second wave, we see that the market has moved to 61.8%. All right, so there is now a potential here, because when you see that the pattern is very important. When you see that, because the market moves in many different phases, because it's following this pattern. All right, Now there is a chance, I'm not saying that it's gonna happen, but there is a higher chance that it might follow now the Elliott wave theory. Okay, so if you look at the Elliott wave, that you see that in Elliott wave, it's following that that mathematics in terms of Elliott, because in Elliott wave the second wave has to be the longest, all right, and the third wave has to break out of the second wave's swing high, all right. So wave 3 has to break out later. Now if you look at in this one, the first wave is here, second wave is here, and you can see second wave is pretty longer than the first wave. So it's almost going towards to follow the Elliott wave theory. So therefore, with all those confluences, we could see, because if you look at the reason that it followed the Elliott wave, see the pattern here. The first one is 38.2% minimum Fibonacci. The second one is 61.8%. So the golden ratio. Now third one might cross 78.6% or entirely break this the whole move, and that is where it will have a breakout from the swing low, so which is the Elliott wave too. So if you look at the Elliott wave from here, that you could see the second wave might not be as long as the third wave, but there could be a wave, and then it might go back to break this entire move. So that means wave 1, 2, 3, and then breaking out of this from this wave 2. So therefore the imbalance here in that market. So if you look at, if it is a third wave and you place the Fibonacci, it has to go as per this pattern, has to cross 61.8% of this third move. So that means if I bring the Fibonacci here, and for the third wave, for example, and then you can see it has to, as per this pattern, it has to cross this 61.8%, which is the 78.6%, and once it bounce back to the upside, that's gonna eventually cross this. You see that if you place this on the swing here, it's gonna cross this move, right? And usually this move also doesn't follow the linear pattern. Okay, they're more often they're non-linear. So non-linear means that they are kind of logarithmic movement happen. So exponential, because it's a Fibonacci, right? So if you look at the Fibonacci, the mathematical series of Fibonacci have 1 plus 2. So if you add 2 consecutive number, it's gonna bring out the 3, and then add the next number, it's gonna bring the summation, and add the next number. So how you see that it's rapidly growing, and in just few calculation, it's gonna go back to almost 1,000 million and then billion, like that. So it's gonna rapidly grow, and that Fibonacci is in fact in everywhere, right? You can see Fibonacci. That's the in fact true the representation of the nature, right? So if you look at the sunflower, even in this universe, it's Fibonacci. So if you look at the universe is like this, right? So in fact the overall the universe is like, it's also the Fibonacci. So you can see that it's gonna move with a Fibonacci sequence and coming back to this singularity, and then going the other way around, counterclockwise, coming back to the other side. So it's where is everything. So now if you look at here in this zone where as the market is going for this pullback to the upside here, all right, so if you look at that where it is going back to the pullback, we're looking to see that for potential other sell opportunity. So from the technical, we have seen that the market is in fact it's on this deeper pullback here. Now that pullback might bring us for potential selling opportunity. By the way, traders, if you haven't liked this stream, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing out any of the content that I am posting every day. All right, so cool. Let's look at now of this support, how the market structure is going to do here. 5 to 70, it represents a retracement level, hence it is called the Fibonacci retracement. So basically level 50, 61.8 is called the golden zone, which means the typical level for market to retrace to. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Yes, so those levels represents that Fibonacci level. So at different levels of retracement, the market follow this same pattern as that. And now, so after a move, the market follow the same kind of Fibonacci. So the market is, if you look at, this is very interesting. If you look at this move and we can see the Fibonacci pullback, all right, so you can placing a Fibonacci in the market. So it's kind of a big, this market also is kind of the universe, right? Here you place the Fibonacci and it's in the atomic level is in fact it is right everywhere. So it's now going in that direction for the pullback, and therefore we have found that a technical basis for this market to eventually come back down here to this support level. Now we also looking at the fundamental and the sentiment, right? So the fundamental, now we see that gold is fundamentally for the long term. If you look at the monthly and weekly, it's bullish. Now we can see that what we can see, it's a monthly and weekly pullback. I wouldn't say that it's a monthly or weekly downtrend. It's because a market will never be trending in one direction, but because we trade on lower time frame, it's perfectly okay for us to look at the lower time frame trend on the direction of the higher time frames pullback. So here we can see the market in this area here showing up that if you look at from this support, it's getting back here, and this is what we are looking at for this market to eventually cross this high. Now if the market going back upside here, we are looking at this market to come down, and I'm waiting for an entry and share your thought and opinion with this market. Now let's see that where it is having. Okay, so you can see the market here of this zone, it's coming for this move, and as the market is in a downtrend, as I mentioned earlier, we will be looking for only potential sell. Okay, so here we are seeing this lower time frame move, and that move, what you can see in this area for the market to eventually cross this high. Here is the, from this resistance line, had that move, and you can see the price is on a pullback. Again, from the 4-hour chart here, we can see it's just a freshly started candlestick pattern, 2-hour past, and because the market flow is down and the market in a key level here, 4-hour resistance is important, and I would look to potentially enter in those areas, and I'm preparing for an entry. Okay, so you can see the market is in a pretty sharp trend in this area, so we might see that if the market successfully drop from the 4-hour resistance, we could see the price to come back well below here. So there is a higher chance for the market to reverse in that direction. Are you guys ready for an entry? I'm prepared for a potential entry in this area for this move back below, and I'm setting up for my stop loss here to nearly 200 pip with proper risk management. Of course, this is the second trade. We had our first trade earlier. We will be discussing in depth on this one here as well. So nearly to here 200 pip. With pip doesn't matter, we mostly focus on the risk management. I would like to take a bit of bigger chance here, because this market, if it drops, it might go a lot, but we will be managing the trade accordingly along the way if needed. So I'm setting to sell on gold here in that area, and sold gold in that area. Okay, so I'm short on gold and the market is moving in that direction. I want to take this move potentially back below further. Now this market comes back below, as you're expecting, it might come a lot back to this daily low, which you can see in that area. Okay, so you're on a trade and the market is moving. It's the first trade, and for this live we had another one previously, and here we are consistently growing, and we want to keep that consistency. If this market reverse of this, they're expecting it to come back here to this support level. If it come back below to this daily support, we can expect it to move almost 280 pip here. Thank you for joining here, traders. Hope that you are enjoying. Make sure you like, and also make sure you manage the risk. We do win sometime. Some trade may not go in your favor, and that's a part of trading. Being humble is the best way to trade the market. You know, I remember long ago, you know, I saw some beginner trader was completely insisting that the market will go that way. It's kind of like they want to, like, if you look at, very insisting. Can't be. This is how the market moves. We see 93 pip move has happened. We'll take the first one and then we'll be looking the next one. I would like to see a little more drop. Let's see. As long as it's dropping, we are holding on to that. And that's how you see that. As we are consistently growing and want to keep growing here. Come on. Let's see. You want to drop further. I think it's still showing potential bearish. So I'm holding on to that. You want to take this move. Okay, 1 minute candle close. I'm ready at any point if needed to manage the trade. And if this market breaks that low, that's gonna be there's a doji. We're still on profit area. It's a good move. And here's what we are looking at. Okay, so we have 40 seconds for this move, and if it continues to drive down, that eventually could lead well below here. And that's if you look at, this is an order block, guys. This is an order block, and we want to see that there is a massive also fair value gap on the lower time frame. And with this order block, if the market melt down back below, it's a complete imbalance here in that market. All right, so we looked at that, and I'm holding on to that position, and anytime if needed, I will be closing. All right, but still I'm running in. Okay, I'm holding on to that. It's moving in the direction. It may continue to drop. It may bounce. Now we are seeing a 1 hour candle close coming, and this 1 hour close also important, because with this 1 hour candle close, we want to see that this candle closing back below, so that the next one potentially to continue to drop. And I will not be running to pass this move back above. Needed. Let's see that what kind of market strategy is forming. Okay, so we are at entry. Now we can go break even if needed. Let's see that. We'll see how this candle is closing. And also this is a 1 hour close, which is very important to look at, because if you see that 1 hour close is having that bearish move back below here, we could see downside, or we might see that upside bias. So significant move, and waiting for the market to, so this is the, if you look at the 15 minutes candlestick pattern, and we'll be holding on to that price to see where potentially the price might be trying to bounce back here. And with this candle close, if it is not a very stronger bullish price action closed, because there is a 4 hour, if you look at this, is the 4 hour candlestick pattern, and the 4 hour candle is having a bounce from this support. And if this market not being able to cross further higher, we might see an entire drop eventually well below this level. And that's gonna be pretty stronger move if the market get rejected from this. And the candle close, the 1 hour, so it's a pin bar. So it's quite a few candlestick pattern of this level form that pin bar, and I would like to be patient here in that movement. There might be some move up. So it's an order block in this lower time frame, just got that rejection. Now it's a complete move from this support that might move that price. I will not move the stop loss. If in case the market is going to that stop loss, we will be re-entering as soon as we can see the market has reverse of that level. It's a downtrending market, so we are only looking to see how the market might be reacting to that. So this might be deep, it might go for this deeper pullback to that key level. You'll never know how far it's prepared to go, but you'll see that. Okay, so it might now could come back, and this is now current overextension above of this key level. So we'll see that if that's carrying rejection of this intraday resistance line. This is a very, you can see it's a narrow consolidation. And I would like to leave that trade on and to see that actually what in fact now driving the market in terms of the current the news that are coming up later, and that might be a big factor for the current market move, and would like to leave it on the market to see how far it goes. This is the 5 minutes market structure that you can see the market is candle closing here. It might try to push up further. If it goes up, it might go a little higher. The market is pretty volatile, and that you can see that this is usual, especially in a time of war, which is rare, but you can see that some of the key factors now driving the market here. One of the latest news that I have seen here on Forex Factory. Okay, so Trump considers military action regarding Iran's Karg Island reportings. Yes, okay. So you see some kind of the military action potentially coming to the Karg Island, which is a key area for the, I think, the oil facility. So if that's that is basically also current, also we can see there is significant volatility. Quite a few news currently driving the market. US may remove sanctions on Iran oil stranded in tankers, Basin says. Okay, what else? Gold set for third weekly fall on hawkish US Fed, elevated US dollar. So this is where you can see that gold basically, if you look at here, due to that means many other factors contributing current with the gold price. And with the hawkish on dollar, also it's very fundamental that gold will move down when a dollar is up, right? When dollar is hawkish on dollar, which will push the dollar up, which basically push gold down. And also with the current energy crisis that you guys can see around the globe, and that's where you can see WTI is was trending very strongly bullish. It's potentially now on a pullback or a sideways, and with the natural gas as well. So the market is in fact reacting to that, and you can see the market significantly trending during this news period. So we saw a drop here. We were waiting for the bigger profit. The market moved to, for this, potentially it's another stronger liquidity grab here, and if it is going up, then we might see that it's going back to this level here, and then we will be waiting for entire break above it. In that case, we might see the market is going back to hit the daily high, and then we will be selling off the daily high. It's a falling market, so I will still be considering selling, though we can see that some sudden move happen. Is there any news coming later today with the calendar? It's Friday, so we saw that all the news here, all those interest rate decision, everything is done, and we can see the market is, and that's where the market now settling, because all those decision is made. So the market now knows that what is coming and what is going to happen, right? So that is also another way to see how we can trade this market along the way. Okay, now with a consolidation here, it might keep pushing up. Do you think we can hedge? I don't want to. In that area, we are very tight stop loss with the current volatility. And I'm not moving stop loss, so definitely not. We'll be re-entering at any point. We can re-enter and we can recover any trade that we need to do, but moving stop loss is not a good idea at all. It's almost there. And okay, I'm out with this trade, and I will be re-entering again. Another trade didn't close. I'm just closing it manually. So we are out with this trade. We have seen it reached enough zone here and then returned back, and we will be looking to see where the market is going to a zone which might create a new selling opportunity here. So I will be keeping it on. Okay, so thank you. Oil is going down quite strongly. We might see that on oil with the some news that if you look at, there are some, I think that one is creating that oil is in oil. That's why I always look at the news that will give you better understanding of what is happening in the market, right? So if you look at that, with the potential removing of sanction on oil, especially the Iranian oil, that might, because there is a vast amount of oil being exported from that zone, so that has created some ease with investors to go for it, and that is now potentially creating that a bearish move on oil. Now with the gold, now we can see that gold usually If the oil goes down, though there is no direct correlation, but we can see that with the ease, or that means hawkish on dollar, gold will try to bounce. But at the moment, it's on a higher time frame pullback. When oil goes down, gold goes up. Okay, so from this zone, yeah, on energy normally they have also a kind of inverse correlation. Usually most of the energies, they are energy and metal, they have usually inverse correlation in most cases. Okay, so here with this break to the upside on gold, now 4-hour price action that you can see, this market going up means that it might create another selling opportunity. There is a massive drop here on metal, and without proper retest of this support, it is for me less likely that the market will be able to entirely bounce back up. So I'm looking for further entry. If you look at here from this, it's creating a long week candlestick pattern, trying to reverse again exactly from that point onward. Now looking to see if the market is, because at what level exactly it's going to reverse, you'll see that after it entirely reverses, there is to what level it chooses to reverse. But once we see the reversal pattern has formed on this lower time frame, we'll be able to know that. This is a 15-minute candle close, and also there's a big 5-minute spin bar being formed. And during this, the time of war, the market creates this kind of structure, which is very usual to see. Now it's a strong rejection. Now that rejection with this 15-minute candle close, if it is not going to fill this week to the upside, it's gonna potentially come downside here, and buyers might try to go back to fill that. That means if it is not being able to create a higher high, we'll see that trend change, and that's where we will be looking to sell. First of all, we'll see that if this is going to break this high here. Okay, we'll see that if this market is being able to cross this high. Okay, this is a bearish rejection that you can see here. And yep, we'll be looking to see, because if this market have that potential reversal again, we will be placing a bit of gap here, and I'm going to look for sell 160 people stop loss with very smaller risk. If this market drops, it's gonna drive back to potentially to this daily low. And looking at that sell on gold, okay, so we can see some reaction of this level. Now 15 minutes again, looking at this market. Now this, if this price action not being able to fill this long wick at the top, which is in the market in a downtrend, and they're looking to see the market eventually come well below here. Here's the price action, and we see initial rejection from this level that might go for a double top. I'm not worried to see because I fully manage the risk accordingly. Okay, so if this green candle is not being able to create a new higher high, that might be a false breakout, and that is what I'm looking to see, that if the market is coming. So if this is a failed move, that, you know, what I'm expecting, it might be a valid move and could still go up. But if it is a failed move, that looking to see this market to come back here to the low, and that might cross even lower, which is to the daily low. The daily low is here and daily support is here, which is two key zone that we are looking at in this market. And here is what we can see the market eventually cross that low. So this is the daily support, and this is the daily low. This is a significant gap here in that area. And if this is a failed move to the upside, looking to see the market eventually break below here in that area. Hope that guys you're enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. We are seeing some downside movement here, and that's what we are looking to see for this market to eventually drop down. And I'm holding on to that. Patience is key here. I'm holding on to here. So this is a kind of resistance that you can see here in that area. I'm holding on to that. We can see the rejection. Awesome. We want to take that move, even covering the previous one. Thank you. Hello, welcome back to another live transition. Can I sell from 4708? I didn't open with you, wasn't here. Thank you, sir. Can I sell now from current level? All right. At the moment, we can see the market in this area here. Okay, so if you look at, it's a series of lower high, but we'll be looking to see, because this market, as I mentioned, if this getting strongly rejected, we might see the price end up coming back to this support level. This is the 4-hour price action. Has this is previously we saw there was a stronger rejection. I'm on my buy. Can I hold? You are on buy. Okay, so yeah, we sold. It's opposite, but I'm not sure what strategy you applied. Is it a short-term buy, long-term buy, or mid-term buy? But we are, sell. So not sure. I'm not being able to give that advice, but see, I would keep the risk low. If you have taken a big risk, probably better to exit. Again, you need to look at what's parameter that you have used. And in the meantime, have you liked this stream? And give us a feedback what happened with your buy, how much risk you have taken, how much reward you want to get it. In the meantime, let's have some loud music. Volume is up, both in market and in the music. 4665. It's not far. It's a smaller move. It might. So if you bought from 4665, you are in profit, then why should you? I'm not sure why you should be running more, but it might, as I mentioned, it might go up again, out close, and wait for the next one. Where is the best to take a sell? We look at 4683 level. Okay, it's dropping, guys. We had our previous trade, and I want to take this one to the next level so that we can cover that as long as it's moving in the direction as we expected. But I think we might see that move potentially to this support. So if you look at our entries here, and from this coming to the order block in that zone will be almost nearly to. So if it come back to this level, it's gonna be 255 pip, which is not bad. All right, I'm being patient here because we had our first trade didn't work out. The second one we want to take max number of pip so that we can cover the first one, and also we can make decent profit with this one here. Dropping the music a little bit down here. Okay, the market structure is bearish, guys, so you want to hold on to that. Being patient is key. There might be some pullback again, but I think there is a very high chance for the market to drop down to the session's low again. So 4-hour low is here, and if it reject back below, if you look at the 4-hour here, the recent low on the 4-hour chart is an hour profit near there at 4637, right? Right, so if you look at the 4-hour, yeah, 4637, which is a daily low, and if the market successfully drop, it's gonna pass this low here and potentially to create a new lower low, and that might bring a new trading opportunity again for us. So along the way, I do not want to add position, because if the previous trade did work out, then I would look to enter another one, right? Thank you for joining here, and share your thought on this instrument. What do you think? It's gonna drop further below? We can see some kind of again pullback, and okay, so I want to hold 4720. Okay, you see there is a rejection here, so downside, and I'm holding on to that. How many of you running this trade and holding on to that? You can let me know. There might be again, come on, rejection again. That's not good to see. Holding, okay. It's a good move here, almost 129, and there was a bearish pin bar that you can see, and that should have been rejecting. If you look at here, it's eventually rejecting that, and come on, that's a good rejection that you can see. Okay, it rejected after back-to-back three rejection on the lower time frame. After back-to-back 3 smaller candlestick pattern rejection of this level, and we are looking to see here as I'm running on, and the TP level at 46. I need to set my TP. Forgot to place my TP here. 4640, and okay, I'm holding on to that. There is a higher chance for further drop, and we are up with this nearly to 185 pip, and I want to pass the previous ones. If you look at the previous ones minus, so that we can this one cross again back. If it entirely drop, it might come back here. This is the previous area of value. So this is an imbalance. The market moves from imbalance to the imbalance. And if it drops back below here, this is a void here. So nothingness, and there is here, if you look at that complete fair value gap. And at any point, I'm ready to close this trade if needed. We are up almost nearly to 190 pip to 200 pip. So we want to see the market is coming back below, feeling that imbalance, and then we will be looking at that level here in that area. Okay, so far is showing that there is potential for downside, and we need to be both directionally here. We don't want to lose what we have gained, and also we want to gain more. So let's see how we can create that balance. Okay, so the market structure here so far showing that it's in a downtrend here. So far we are up. Awesome. And in this here, it is bearish. In case the market is crossing this high, you might need to look to exit. But here I'm still holding. Market just crossed this 4-hour support, which might push that market back below here to this support level. I'm prepared to exit anytime if needed, but still holding on to that. If it is not breaking below, there are 4 candles in a row rejected off this level. I don't want to take that move back up again. And if it is not coming down, we will be out soon. Okay, so we see the 15 minutes candle close again. Another 15 minutes bearish engulf with a long wick at the bottom. Come on. It's gonna bounce. And in that case, I might need to exit. If it entirely break below, that's gonna be a massive drop. Okay. Okay, here I'm holding. I think patience. Awesome, it's coming down. The market structure potentially showing some kind of rejection, guys. So I'm going to exit this trade now, and we'll be re-entering if needed. I'm taking it out. And we'll be re-entering again. Okay, so here is I'm out with this trade, guys. We have few less pip, but we got it around 90 pip. We could take a bit more. I was waiting for the full profit target, but we can re-enter anytime. That's completely fine. Here 85 pip with me, and probably guys have the similar. So it got back to the upside here, and now we need to wait to see that what we might retest again, but it's still bearish, and I'm deleting those levels. Can you give me an update? We will be re-entering again. We can enter as many as you want. That's fine. Thank you very much. Can you share P&L, please? Yes, of course, of course. I had the previous one and this one. I had a previous one. Today we had total overall all those trades that I'm going to share you guys. So let's see overall P&L. We had one running trade, which is the oil trade, and I'm going to bring the whole week's P&L, which is good to see. All right, so the previous one didn't work out, but overall we are this week, weekly 4K. I think it's not a bad for me, though it's a smaller amount, but still the goal here is to keep consistency, guys. This last two trade, if you guys looked at that, we have just opened. So this one was stop loss. I have opened with all of you guys that got on stop loss. The next one, we could close little earlier because my target was above $2,500, so that I can cross that minus, but that's fine. You can see that there will be some minus, there will be some plus, but overall the goal here is to keep that consistency. Risk management is the key, guys. That's where you become a profitable trader, and all those trades that I'm sharing the premium will be the same way, because this is what as a trader need to know, that doing risk management and then trading based on the lot size calculation, trading with the trend, that's the ideal way to trade the market. And I believe that you guys are enjoying the live session. Make sure every single day I'm sharing everything that I have gained so far. Take all of that on your basket and get ready for a big ride coming up. It's never been so good to trade ever. All right, so let's look at here. Thank you. So with this long wick here that you can see, this is a pretty long wick candlestick pattern. And now we see that rejection. Now this rejection can be two way. It might be just going up for a liquidity grab. It might be again coming down back below. Chances for to drop again below is also higher, because the 4-hour price action that you can see, we are another 1-hour candle close, and that 1-hour candle close is not, we still have 3 minutes, but not a stronger bullish reaction. So there might be further correction, and if this is a further correction, you can expect a strong rejection to come back to this key support level. This is what we are looking to enter again. And I'm not just limited to 2 trades, 3 trades. If the market shows up, we can take as many as we want, as long as we do proper risk management. How many sessions you run a day? Okay, so the live session, and I trade all day long, full London session and NY session. And sometimes I trade in the market opening, when especially in the beginning of the week. That's what I do. I trade and I trade and I trade, and I'll keep trading. Anything you do, you become very good at it. That's what you need to know. Live session. Now, previously I used to do 2, but I'm focusing more on trading and quality. This is every single day, 1 session, full length live session to trade the market, to learn and to explain the trading psychology, to become good at it, which is the key. Session time. Okay, so this is if you have subscribed, make sure you press notification, because whenever I'm scheduling a live session, you might receive a notification. It is usually, let me give you in your time zone. So in my time it's 10 p.m. in your zone. So it's 11 a.m. London time. (7 a.m. in NY time. So 11 a.m. in London time and 7 a.m. that means in the morning both. So in my so the live session begins now after the changed. So it might get again 1 hour shift in next 2 weeks in my zone due to the daylight savings. But at the moment, every single day, the live session begins at 7 in the morning in New York time and 11 in the morning in London time and 10 p.m. that means in the evening in Sydney, Melbourne time. All right, so you can see some rejection here, and I hope that makes clear to you. Thank you very much. Okay, you can see there is a rejection again, and that's very if you look at here, is it midnight where you are? Yes, it's midnight in my zone, but it's kind of day for me. I'm doing it for very long period of time now. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so you can see here some kind of price action that is showing there is a possibility for further downside, and you can see the 1 hour candle close. The market is showing up to be potentially, if you look at the 1 hour, and I don't see any stronger confluence for going up, so therefore the market is potentially to go down here, and I will be going up for another entry. We want to cover the previous trade also. This is where I'm looking at here at the moment. We can see another price action has formed in this area here, and I'm short again. We'll be looking at selling again here, and it's on a consolidation, and keep the market stop loss above this high. This is the 1 hour price action if you look at, and I'm looking to see a possible drop. And also again, very important guys, smaller risk, that's the key. No matter how many trade that you open, it's not a problem. Okay, if you are opening in a bigger account, for example, if I give you a direct indication of what should be the stop loss, if you are trading on a bigger account, then 0.25% or 0.1% risk, like that. If you're trading on 100k, 200k, 0.1% risk. Okay, and then repeat it. Okay, you see that downside in this area, and I'm running in. And if this market reject, guys, this is gonna be entirely massive drop down here. And I open a bit of bigger position, so I'm going to take half of my, but I think you don't need to do it necessarily because my profit already running. So I'll be taking this one here. All right, so it's coming down here, and we are on the trade, right? So this is how we can divide one trade into two, and ultimately we need to keep the profit in our basket, right? That's what we want to look at in this market. So we're looking at. Now it's breaking that low. And because it created a false breakout, I'm a bit of confident here the market to come down, but again it can again go back up to grab liquidity. So I strongly recommend not to increase the risk, but to keep the low risk and hold on to that, so that we can have another one, big one here in this market. Thank you very much. After this break, again the pushing back, it dropped almost 141 pip. That's a massive drop, but okay, going down, we are on it. So far here is it's bearish, that you can see, and we're going to look to see the market to come down here to break that low. The market structure here also bearish, and up here nearly to 90, it almost dropped back, and then okay, so if it reject to break off this level, we might see the market to come down here back below. We're coming down here, which is good move that you can see, and the market is breaking below, which is coming to this support level here, and we can see the market is maintaining that downtrend in that area. coming here down back below, and it is maintaining the downtrend. You could see the price to continue to drop down back below here in that area. And it's still coming down. And you look to see the market. And you can see the price has just rejected here in that area. 120 pip. The market is, if you look at the candlestick pattern, is still bearish, that you can see. And here the liquidity sweep, they're expecting this market to eventually come further down back below to this support level. And if the market breaks here, if you look at, it's showing that there is a higher possibility for the market to trend back below here to this key level. Okay, we can see the downside. Here's the market structure showing up. If you look at from that zone, the market is, I'm still holding on to that, and we can see the market is coming well below here in that area. Okay, expecting it to further downside, and there is a large head and shoulder, guys. And this is a complete. If you look at, this is a complete and that area has not been tested in the past, and we could see the market to continue to reject back below here, and we can see the market is coming down here. And I'm looking to see, if you look at the 15 minutes, a bearish engulfer, and we could see the market to continue to drop back below here in that area to create a new lower low in this market. Okay, if the market successfully break that low, you could see the price to come back here to this key area of value. And with a consolidation that you can see here in that area, this is a potential continuation of this downtrend that you can see. Okay, I would like to hold on to that. Showing still bearish. Okay, getting that the market to eventually come down back below, and there is a pretty sharp bearish price action that looking to see to come back to fill that one. And trading is all about, guys, edge and probability. We have that edge here, we have the probability to come down back below here in that area. Getting some upside in that area, and okay, getting rejection, which is good sign that the market may remain here downside, not closing in, guys. It's gonna be awful if the market goes up, and I will not be taking this trade to loss, but if the market goes up to our entry here, that is where we will be looking at this market to eventually test and then to return again back below. And so far here the market structure showing that this is interesting, this is the 4 hour candle close coming, and before the candle close we have 40 minutes for this candle close. This is a highly bearish candlestick pattern, guys, that I can say, and there is a higher chance that this market will be here downside that you can see, and therefore I'm still holding on to that for the market to eventually reject back down here. That's gonna be a good move to see. It almost dropped 197 pip. You guys running this trade? Say yes if you are running this trade too. Thank you very much for joining here, and also make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. Yes, I closed that trade early bit. We have entered again. Now look, trading is like that. All right, so sometime, because not the first trade, the second trade I have closed earlier. Now let me tell you how I trade. My strategy is when I have, let's say, a winning trade. This is psychological, guys. You might be following that, or you can follow your own way, but how I follow that helps me to reduce my risk. Let me tell you guys, let's say I have a winning trade, right? I have 2%, 3% up. So psychologically, if I have a losing trade, doesn't affect much. But if I have a losing trade, then there is a tendency to, like if you have a winning losing trade, then you're minus. So in that situation, I usually increase my win rate. That means I try to take profit few trades faster. So that gives me some kind of confidence. That means, let's say you have a losing trade and you are minus 1% or 2%, minus 1%. Then in next two trade, I trade in a way that I have almost very high win rate, reduce my risk, and then I take few winning trades. So that will give you a confidence. And at the same time, if you are minus 1%, but in 2 or 3 trades, even if you recover 0.6%, 0.7%, or 1% at all, you are level up. And then you can take the next trade with risk. But if I have few winning trades, then I increase my stake higher so that we can keep growing. That will give you, this is psychological. Now it might be different for different, but you see it works in all level. Like all kind of traders go through the same kind of psychological process, because the emotion in trading is similar for all. Now here, if you look at, there is a breakup structure that you can see, and the market is coming back straight down. Now if this market breaks this swing low here, it's potentially coming to this zone here, and we are holding for the full TP. In that case, what I will be going to do here, if the market breaks this swing low, instead of closing the position, we'll be moving the stop loss here. So that way we secure some profit and not closing the trade, holding on to that market to drop back down here. And if it fully drop back below here as we plan, it's gonna be 370 pip nearly or more. Did you like that? If you like, then don't miss out to subscribe to the channel. Have you done that? Press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. There's a lot of content that will change the way you look at the market. And also join the Telegram. You can find link below this video, the free one, where I am sharing regular trade ideas and also pre-session, post-session trade updates that I'm sharing in the group that will change the way you look at the market. Also sharing the free Telegram link here. We have also the premium group where you can look at the website, where you can join via the website to learn and grow as a trader. 2.5 minutes to our session. Okay. All right. So yeah, you see the market is in this area here. It's breaking this high and it's coming down back below here, and it may continue to drop here back to this support here in that area. Here is, we can see that bearish move, and with a head and shoulder, the market may remain here in this direction. I'm still holding on to that. The key here is patience. So if you look at where is the patience here, and when you look at the market is in patience, that's where you can look at the potential trading opportunity. All right, so it's slowly breaking that low here that you can see. It's a pretty large head and shoulder, and with this large head and shoulder, the market now, okay, a big red candlestick pattern formation. That is why looking to see if the market is showing its momentum back below here. And I'm on it, and I would like to see the market. You see the price action showing, guys, here is bearish, that you can see. Pretty large bearish engulfer formation again. That might bring this market further down. Coming down. That's a significant drop here. Awesome. It's a massive one. 265 pip running profit. And I would like to secure this profit right now here with this movement. It's pretty move. Thank you. All right, so that's a pretty smart move that you can see that has happened, and the market is in this area that you can see it's trying to break that low, and with this break below, they're expecting this market to eventually if you look at here, this is a big red pin bar, and that pin bar might bring that market well below here to this support level, which could lead that market coming down that here to this support level. And we can see that 4 hour also showing bearish price action, 15 minutes also bearish price action, and this is currently in a downtrend. And this downtrend that looking to see, this is also if you look at 5 minutes bearish engulfer, also pretty large bearish engulfer that you can see, and it's keep pushing down. That might take further massive week. We have closed this one here with another big winner, which is nearly to more than 300 pip. So for me, let me check how much I have gained here. So I'd like to share the updated P&L. All right, so that's moved massively. So I'm sharing my updated P&L, traders. So, got it? Now we have taken in this live session quite a few trades. The first one gone minus, but back-to-back 3 trades ultimately have made me the profitable day. And this is live, like the P&L for this week in the signal group and also with me. And I believe you guys enjoyed the live session. I would like to see a feedback. This is a massive trading day. So you have secured here. How many people with me? Let me double check here. So with this one here, we are 75.49. So it's approximately $250. 60, 260, 260 people. So I'd like to see the approximate. All right, so how's your day? And we have secured the trade. Thank you very much. Now I can sell. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you very much. Yes, keep on your trading account, guys. Don't overtrade, don't FOMO trade. It's a big trading week, and we'd like to see the market to give us that further entry later today. And I believe you enjoyed this live session. Check out all the regular analysis that I'm posting in the group. Don't miss out any of them. And coming up shortly, more update and last analysis for the week. Also, don't miss out that. We'll see you there again. And I'm almost at the end of this. This is an incredible trading week. Tomorrow coming up also Zoom meeting on the premium group. So don't miss out that. We have an incredible trading group here. We are trading every single day, rocking the market. Check out in below this video all those links that are available for you to check out to be part of this trading community. Thank you very much. And I'll see you there again. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again very soon, trading live together. Until that, stay well, stay happy.